without Carl Teasy, right?
Yeah.
So again, people are looking for Carl Teasy, but they are proving that they can win even with Zyda in the lineup. So let's see what's gonna happen on the draft here. Will there be an availability of a Fanny here for Fnatic on?
So right now they're focusing on the picks of Kelra. They take away the Ruby from him, Comfort. They take away the Harith as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if they're going to be contesting the gold laners. If ever the Roger or the Moskov might be the... Roger most likely the priority for TLPH. The last ban is what I'm looking out for here, if whether or not they're going to ban the Edith or pick it up for themselves on the first pick. I think up against Fnatic Onyx Philippines, that's one of the picks that you cannot give them, that Edith.
Yeah, the Edith's definitely showing to be a powerful first pick. Maybe become the first pick, right, for most teams. We'll have to wait and see, because right now there is a lot to be banned here for FNOP. Maybe the Zask. Or you kind of also want to think about the possibility of a Zushin, because a lot of teams are missing out on Zushin and leaving it open recently. Not sure if that's going to be a pro or a con here for the Sonics.
Exactly. Jushin and Zask have been quite snubbed here, but I think between Super Friends and Sanji, that's definitely going to be one of the contested heroes here.
For sure.
So if ever, it could be Roger, and then on the other side, Terizla Zask, or Edith Zask. TLPH can also pick up the Edith for themselves first pick, and then later on pick up the Nolan. So yeah, Roger, Edith, Zask are the ones I'm looking at here that might be first pick here.
Yeah, Roger, I think BennyQD would be happy to play with that. I'm pretty sure Zyda would also be comfortable there. But it will be, looks like that's going to be the case.
Yeah, I think
Swing back though.
I think this needs to be an Edith and you know what, Fanny's open. You can go ahead and pick up the Fanny. But TLPH opening that means they're ready for it.
That's right. Terizla maybe, definitely a safe first pick, especially on the red side.
Yep.
Edith, we're looking for the Edith right now. It's not banned out, so might just make an appearance.
Yeah. Fnatic Onyx Philippines, let's see if they're willing to give the Zask. However, TLPH does play a mean low Yi, so they might even consider stealing that away. So
that's an FNOP specialty as well.
So Edith, Terizla.
There's the Fanny!
Okay.
And
there's
the
the Edith.
Oh my god, we're going 100%.
Yeah.
What you got, Repar? What you got, Renmar? Come on.
I want to say TLPH consider pickoff, but they might go high invade. If it's not the
Valentina?
Grok, could be Tigreal, Jawhead. Oh! Because I really want to put this Roger in the jungle, then pick a different gold laner. But with the Fanny around, Roger might actually be safer. Then they pick the Nolan here. Oh, excuse me, Ling's open. Zyda's Ling's open.
Can we Ling? Can we see a Ling here?
They can go Ling Jawhead or Ling Tigreal.
Ling Tigreal sounds great. And again, you're still looking for maybe a possible way to stop the Fanny. It's a Zask. And the Tigreal. Oh, wow.
Okay. Ling is the one that gets snubbed here.
Okay. So Coach Why Not? Obviously, he's still pretty on the ropes here.
Yeah.
Still not confident with that win streak, and I think we can expect a lot more from the Sonics after that. Through an interview, Coach Why Not? We actually talked to him previously here. He was a treat to talk to. just love to see the.
You guys got to do that. I'm jealous.
Yeah, I love to see the genius of these coaches, and again, very impressed that we can talk to them finally. But now, for Fnatic. What's it going to be?
I think they need to pick up the Moskov.
Valentina?
Valentina makes sense. But there's so many Super Friends picks that they can
find a way, even when all is for
It's a Vex. Ooh, all right. Interesting first mid pick.
Yeah. Huh. Okay. So they're looking at it as a deterrent to the entries of the Roger, the entries of the Tigreal. So in terms of their bans, XP, Rome, Hylos, they're taking the Tig. No, let's look at the code instead by
Could have
Coach
played
Tic Tac.
better, I guess, in the past few weeks, so we thought we might be a good time to ride Zyda. Let's show them what he can do by Tic Tac. Tic Tac's been very hands-on this season, by the way, despite, you know, being laid back in terms of like being on stage.
No, yeah.
He's been very hands-on. I always see him on the lobby.
He's a very laid back dude. I really appreciate this carry ban. Because you turn off the idea of the Roger going into the gold lane. And now at the same time, Oh, excuse me. Turn off the idea of Roger jungle. Because you take away the carry from Benny Cutie. That's his best gold laner right now this season. I believe he's 4-0, if I'm not mistaken. So now you're sort of like forcing the Roger to play into the Vexana and the Edith.
That's tough. Yeah, that's
Exactly,
tough.
exactly.
All right, so I wonder, I guess it's safer to play the Roger on the gold, especially with this pick. But then again, you're also going to have to think about your team fighting. What's the team fighting damage going to look like? Even if Material makes a set, even if JP can get a good set, like how's the follow-up looking?
I mean, they have a good stun from the Zask once he's in Dominator's Descent. Good sources of damage as well. I want to see another frontliner here for Team Liquid Philippines. Not just a damage EXP laner. Trying to look at the picks of good ban on the Grok. They were considering a Grok for Sanford. I think Sanford might end up going Arlot or even Cho XP.
Man, that's kind of pushing the guy to the point where he has to really dig deep, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very interesting. And again, we're seeing the high loss bans, which means they're ready for this. We're seeing possibility of a Terizla coming into this one as well. But the Cho coming out for FNOP, that's huge.
They take it, and it ends up in the hands of Brusco.
It's
So
Arlot.
yeah, so Arlot instead. So we did float Arlot or Cho. So they go Arlot, AoE, EXP, one magical damage. The rest is physical. I think they need to go Magic Gold lane. But the thing is, that's a Fanny. That's tough.
A flashy accompaniment.
Let's see.
It's a Ling! Oh, it makes it.
It became the
clutches
last
it.
pick. Yeah.
All right. What do you think about that Ling? Well, how's the Ling versus Fanny so far? Has it been more Fanny-sided or Ling-sided?
That's a funny thing. That's a matchup we do not see a lot.
Yeah, we've only seen, I think, once. And I think
Most of the time, it's...
the Ling won on that one. I think that was last week. I have to refresh my memory on that one.
Yeah, I'm going to have to revisit that as well. There's a lot of permutations in my head. I can't keep track of all.
Yeah, that's true. But for the gold laner here, what's the gold laner pick looking like?
Huh.
Carry?
It'll be so funny if this is just a gold lane Cho, dude.
Ruby's banned out. So, Moscow,
yeah.
all right.
I mean,
Nothing
we did,
special.
Yeah, we did mention, hey, Moscow thinks he's special.
I mean nothing out of the, like, unsurprising. Nothing surprising, rather. There you
Moscow thinks, no, I'm kidding. No, yeah,
Moscow can be a surprise.
Yeah, we did float the idea of the Moscow earlier. So, yeah, everything checks out draft-wise. I'd like to consider that maybe Fnatic Onyx won this draft here. I'm just, again, I feel like a lot of it's going to happen around the mid. Who's more active, JP or Brusco? Who's getting poked down more, the row mid of TLPH or the row mid or Fnatic Onyx Philippines? It'll really all start there.
And who's going to get invaded more? Is it King Kong or is it Ling?
Yes, yes.
King Kong or Zyda, hope you're ready. You know it's going to be action-packed. You know it's going to be high-octane. Coming into this one, TLPH versus FNOP. Man, what a coin toss of a draft. What does Leo and Ingan think about this one?
I'll tell you now, Team Liquid Philippines ain't gonna make that streak any easier to achieve. 8-0, still pending. Welcome to Game 1 in this week's star match. Dynasty under threat, Team Liquid Philippines versus Fnatic Onyx Philippines. The defending champions versus Streak.
Right off the bat, a lot of mobile heroes in the battlefield. I mean, even down to the XP lane, there's an Arlot, Brusco rocking the show. Again, we've seen Zyda use the Ling. So for the 3 games we've seen Zyda, it was all Ling.
There's just 2 games.
Yeah, this is the 3rd one.
I was gonna say 100%. He's won both games on the Ling since his debut last week in Season 14. And now, Fnatic Onyx looking to stop that with King Kong's specialty Fanny and, of course, Brusco's show. It's been debate whether or not this was worth it to be put in the XP lane. If you guys were talking about on chat, then it's just me and my alter ego. But it's possible, right? Because even of all the teams in Season 14, it's Team Liquid PH who knows the strength of a side lane show.
Plus, if anyone's gonna flex something like that, it's gonna be Kirk. Because Kirk, again,
Right?
11 unique heroes used. The most, I'm not sure if the most for all players or for just XP lane. Still, 11 heroes.
11 heroes, you know what? I'll call it now. I think that's just everyone.
Yeah.
He's just
For all.
He's just so diverse. He's so unique. No wonder all the ladies love him. All right, looking at the battle spells real quick. Take note, this is a Warcry Edith. It's not the first time we've seen it, but again, imagine the unique take on such an XP laner who has all the things you need. Sustain, CC, damage output.
Yeah, and last week Kirk was used the Alpha Revitalize for the XP lane, so another Kirk thing.
A very specific pick, by the way, that Coach Why Not used. And again, even their opponents did not expect to see that. So with that said, we're looking at some early action. Again, Brusco has been in Liquid's jungle since minute 0.
Yeah, minute 0. Just making sure to provide vision for Fnatic. But look at this, Sanford goes in. Once again, Kirk has to use the flicker out. Now TLPH in full control for this turtle, but Brusco still there, forcing Tempest of Blades. Here comes King Kong, but Zyda picks up the turtle. First blood kill onto Brusco, but Sanford and JP will also fall down.
All right, even if Zyda survives, it's still a 2-for-1. I'll call it a wash because Liquid walks away with a turtle. Say what you will about Zyda's movements in that early sequence, but hey, a major objective is a major objective.
Yeah, and for TLPH, it was just Sanford and JP.
Whoa,
Who died? But King Kong! Oh my goodness!
That's the king of the jungle!
King of the jungle over Zyda. I mean, I thought he was just gonna go for the purple buff steal, but he went instead for Zyda. Now Brusco is gonna kick, but Benny Cutie with a Purify.
Cyric turned TLPH's jungle into New York. You know what I'm talking about. 600 gold up for Fnatic Onyx Philippines. 3 minutes in. We got about a minute left before the turtle spawn. Turtle number 2 spawning lower quarter of the map. Already a Bladed Heptases. Wow, real quick. At this point, King Kong can burst anybody.
Anybody. I mean,
Maybe save for JP.
Even Benny Cutie actually popped his Purify, so it's going to be an easy go in for King Kong as he stands with 2-0-1. And now JP has to really support Benny Cutie now because so far, okay, Benny Cutie also picks up a Sky Piercer here.
So far?
What?
You were saying so far?
I actually forgot what I was going to say.
I'll tell you now. All right, still on topic. The Tigreal babysitting isn't the best kind of Tigreal you want to see.
Yeah, as much as possible, you really want to rotate where the action is, or even start the action yourself.
Yeah, a defensive Tigreal or a support Tigreal. King Kong!
Oh, there's King Kong once again, forcing Sanji to use the Dominator's Descent to evade the Cutthroat. And wow!
Cyric, let me finish my sentence. All right, here we go. SOD thrown out. All right, you let it go. All right, here's what I'm saying. That wasn't SOD, it was just a random spear.
Yeah.
Look how deep Brusco is. A Tigreal that's babysitting is almost just as bad as a Jawhead on the defense.
Yeah, on the defensive end, not being able to use those unpredictable ejectors. But for JP's case, we still can't forget what he did last time. I mean, the amazing implosion play he did onto their very last series.
Is that a 4-man, a 5-man?
I think that was a 4-man, but okay, Sanji here pops his flicker out, and now Brusco as well. JP goes in! This is what we were waiting for! SOD is gonna connect, Tempest of Blades will connect as well, but here comes Kirk with the Earth Shatter. Now the turns up tide for Fnatic. Onyx, look at Kelra, just giving JP everything he's got, and he's gonna bring down Daddy JP.
Whether you call him the Filipino Savage or the gold standard, King Kong coming up! Cyric, let me finish my sentence! He has killer instinct like no other in the gold lane.
Not just killer instinct, they have the hair, they have the skills, they have the streak. Now Kelra has the tower up top. I mean, they're just doing everything. The Kelra King Kong connection, not to mention, it was Kirk who actually did the counter engage with the Earth Shatter.
That's 3Ks, man.
I mean, despite JP's implosion play, that was connecting onto 2.
It was good again.
It was good.
A great tempo breaker, but Fnatic Onyx had plans on plans, like Batman. And that's a little wonder scored here by Zyda, but merely a consolation prize for what Fnatic TLPH have done in the past 6 minutes. 2,500 gold up, and look, Brusco's not stopping. Brusco is relentless.
And that's hard. If you're a Ling, as much as possible, you want your rotation not known. You don't want to give the opposing team information on where you're gonna rotate next, what buff are you trying to get. And for Brusco, man, info overload. He just knows where. Oh, even evades the ult coming in from Sanford, kicks him there. Kelra picks up another turret plus the golden staff.
All right, is that big ticket item number 2? Is he 1 away from a Trinity? At this point, we're gonna see.
Okay.
That's a DD. That's a DD.
Okay, forces Dominator descent once again. King Kong's really cooking something here, and that's crucial because there's a third turtle up for grabs and no dominators to send for Sanji.
And that's definitely a go signal for Fnatic Onyx to just lean in. I don't think this is a turtle that's worth contesting.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard. They don't have the kit, but Benny QT already picks up another core item here as Fnatic Onyx just surveying the scene. Brusco has the flicker, has the way of the dragon.
What? I could have sworn he just... What?
What happened? What happened?
I could have sworn he doesn't have it. King Kong gets one!
Goes in once again when you thought he was going to go out. King Kong just dishes the damage to bring down Sanji. SOD's not going to hit onto JP. Now the chase is on. Zyda wants to contest for this turtle, but Fnatic on it hasn't started it. Brusco still has the way of the dragon, just zoning out Zyda.
That's got to be tough being Zyda. There's two men able to just turn you around, flip you over, kick you out of Kingdom Come.
Oh.
And that's all she wrote. Fnatic Onyx walks away with the final turtle.
You know, at this point, since week 1, when we started MPL PHS 14, there was a ranking of the top 3 junglers. Consensus was Kyle TZ. JP goes in with a conceal, but he's gonna get disrupted there by Fnatic Onyx. Now, no rotation for TLPH. And going back to my point, the top 3 consensus, top 1 was Kyle. And it's either Irad or Carl TZ. This time, I mean...
King Kong
has to be one. For me, has to be one.
King Kong reminding us why he should be part of that list. JP, Sacred Hammer out of range. And he's doing his best, right? JP's always setting up these amazing turnarounds. But I don't think Team Liquid is ready just yet. Sanji's just threatened to get popped too quickly, so he's used DD defensively. When is Benny ready? That's the question. When does Benny come in?
Yeah, technically, Benny's supposed to be ready first compared to the Moskov, compared to Kelra. But at this rate, Kelra's just performing phenomenal. Going back to the stats of their previous game, TLPH actually dominated almost all stats, but Fnatic Onyx was #1 in terms of average gold lead per game win. And right now, their gold lead is 4.1k.
If you're talking about gold leads, you're talking about stats, you know who else is #1?
Who?
Super Prince so far in KDA alone. 9.82 across the board. Across the board. This is a low-key Prince, not a king, he's a Prince.
Super Prince. I mean, 0-0-3 right now. Picks up a Blood Wings for the additional defense. I mean, you wouldn't wonder why. Super Prince has been performing very well. Plus, having Brusco as your roamer, your mid-trio combination just really enables Super Prince to, you know, play at the highest level.
So good. There's a trinity on both Kelra and King Kong. Okay. You just mentioned 3 superstars. An up-and-coming one in Kirk, the lover boy, and then the Philippine, the gold standard. Team Liquid PH, not to take away from their dynasty, their championships, but right now, this is all Fnatic Onyx. 4,500 gold. Lord spawning up in the upper quarter. You know what? I'm never. When you're looking at Zyda, when you're looking at Liquid, just to put our feet back on the ground, you can never say they shouldn't contest.
Yeah.
This is characteristic of Liquid, both as a Carl TZ-led team and a Zyda-led team, and that's why it's close to 50-50, man. 46 to 54.
I actually like that you mentioned that because when Renmar actually pointed out the analysis of Fnatic versus FNOP, Fnatic versus FCAP, the thing that beats Fnatic Onyx is unpredictability, and TLPH is known for that as they burst down the Lord. Plus, look at Kelra.
2 birds with 1 stone.
I mean, and even forcing the Tempest of Blades, Kelra has to walk away here because Benecutie coming in.
2v1!
Look at the lack and power, 2v1. But look, popped up Purified. He's going up against 4, but here comes King Kong. Picks up the first kill, still alive. JP goes in with an implosion. Kelra is still alive, but he's going to be brought down. That's a 2-for-1.
That's a trade I'll take any day. Twice on Friday the 13th. Kelra for a Lord, a turret, and Benny and Zyda.
Wow.
That's 2 cores!
2 cores, you went up 2 and King Kong heads up play to go right after securing the Lord. And this is where the emblem of Kelra comes in. His second emblem is actually the tenacities. That's why he was able to at least add a couple of seconds before he was brought down. And the best part is JP, he used up his implosion.
That's everything thrown out by Team Liquid PH, and yet still, Kelra was able to hold his ground. Not just the emblem, man, but the little movements, the repositioning, and the target acquisition.
I mean, is it worth it though for TLPH? Because A lot has been expended, even Benny's Purify.
Worth it for them isn't even the question. They're being served scraps on the map. It's at this point in the game where Fnatic Onyx will freeze. They won't even touch the waves. They're going to try to deny as much gold and XP away from Liquid and keep the 6,000 gold lead at where it is. Or worse, grow it even further, especially if they get the kick.
Oh, another kick onto JP. He has to walk away here. King Kong picks him up. And Sanji with the Dominator's Descent. They're going to finally shut down King Kong. So that's a good play coming in from TLPH.
You had to do it to Daddy JP. Again, as early as 2 or 3 minutes, or as soon as King Kong picked up the Heptases, I said you could burst down everybody. Anybody save for Daddy JP.
Yeah.
That passive on the Tigreal, acting like a little baby Twilight armor, is definitely going to stop anything that Fnatic Onyx bring to him, and that's why King Kong got shut down. And now,
Keller got stunned here. Is he going to be able to escape? They're trying to go for him. Zaida, will he make it in time? Gonna walk away. And you have, at this point, you really have to respect the damage that TLPH is capable of. This is still Benny Cutie. This is still the Roger. Zaida at any given moment could also do what King Kong's been doing. Kelra with the initial damage, Zaida for the final blow. Now, Fnatic Onyx, you've been saying that they have to maintain this lead, but right now it's slowly dwindling down, 3.8k.
A snap right in the middle. 3,500 up at 13 minutes. There's a Lord spawning in the lower quarter. And real quick, a throwback to last Sunday's bout. Team Liquid Philippines versus Omega. The first game of that series, despite them sweeping, went the distance. Team Liquid PH has slowly been racking up these late-game comeback victories. So Fnatic Onyx better not forget that they're still facing off against a championship caliber squad that can turn things on a dime.
Yeah, and looking at the crowd control, TLPH has more compared to Fnatic Onyx. So in terms of game-changing or game-altering plays, plus Daddy JP, you know something can happen once TLPH finds their groove, but right now they're gonna deprive Zaida of his purple buff.
Or they're gonna try. Keyword, they're gonna try. Even Fnatic Onyx are thinking twice about committing that retribution since the Lord has already spawned!
Oh, Sanford goes in! King Kong gonna manage to escape here. Now JP just looking at providing vision here for TLPH. Retribution was used by Zaida. King Kong still has his, that's why they burst down the second Lord.
Good news is Mama Coco didn't lose his purple. Bad news is Fnatic Onyx still gets the Lord. So this is a game-ending Lord. It's possible that Fnatic Onyx PH just get the perfect team fight or the perfect split so that all the inhibitors fall and Liquid gets overloaded. Because I gotta tell you now, wave clear ain't the best for Liquid.
It's not the best, especially if Sanji commits his Dominator's Descent right away. And looking at the lineup of Fnatic Onyx, you really have to watch out for either Brusco's Way of the Dragon or the Earth Shatter coming in from Kirk. Because so far, they have their 2 flickers. Now Brusco goes in, kicks! Who is he gonna kick? It's gonna go on to Daddy JP. He's gonna be able to cast that Implosion. And onto the backline, Kirk goes in with the Primal Wrath. Tempest and Blades, but Benny Cutie goes in for the kill like and bounce. Winter Crown will be popped, but King Kong comes from the backline. A double kill coming in from Benny, but King Kong finishes the job, brings him down. 2-for-1 trade, and Sanford's not even done here.
40!
Brusco will fall down as they work on the Lord, and this is the defense of the Cavalry.
What a turnaround! Not a single member of Fnatic Onyx stands left to take advantage of the commotion of the chaos inside their base.
Now they're looking for more though.
Allowing a Liquid to clear the Lord and clear out their own side of the jungle. And wait, what's King Kong doing? Is he thinking about this? Is he considering stealing away the purple?
Or he has 3 targets here.
Oh, rather
Sanji,
not.
Zaida, Sanford.
Don't do it, don't do it. Cyric, no!
King Kong.
King Kong, don't do it. He's playing with the cables. And he's gonna go for the recall. Unless JP catches him.
Oh, okay, he has to walk away here. Steel cables out. Zaida secures his purple buff. TLPH was able to defend and still has 1 inhibitor turret up top.
All right, they turned the worst to bad, and if anything, they got a winning trade off of that while kicking Fnatic Onyx PH out of their base. 16 minutes in, 2,500 gold up. The Sonics are holding on to this lead. There's a Lord spawning in about a minute, upper quarter, and Ingan, don't tell me.
Tell you what.
Not a single turn has been pushed in.
Oh my god. All 3 lanes still has 3 turrets.
Fnatic Onyx have all of their turrets.
And you have a Ling. when push comes to shove, when Ling is down or behind, most of the time you know he's gonna split push.
Well, this just shows how well Fnatic Onyx control the map.
Yeah, especially King Kong.
You're looking at a Ling specialist himself. That's Ling Kong from where he's come from. That's what they call him in Signal Village Taguig. But right now, again, you're still looking at What? What? King Kong, we were just talking about you. He popped Zyda. Just like that.
Even in front of 2 other members of TLPH.
How do you do that? A drive-by.
Man, King Kong deserves his respect, deserves his praise, his flowers. Where does he rank now? We don't know, but one thing for sure is the streak seems to be okay. 3.6k gold lead, 6-10, 17 minutes in, and King Kong just did that.
All right. Good news for the Cavalry, though. Zyda will spawn in time for the defense, but it's not looking good. The map is all red, and Fnatic Onyx Philippines have all of their resources, and that's the last inhibitor falling. And it's just a matter of time. This is the inevitable. We're staring down. We're looking for that 1 in 14 million possibility that Team Liquid survive this.
It's gonna take a lot of proper positioning for Benny, Sanji, and Zyda, and a miracle set from JP to pull this defense off against Fnatic Onyx. Kirk props his Primal Wrath, goes 1v1 up against Zyda. Lord marching in the middle lane. JP just really waiting for that perfect moment to strike with the implosion play. Who's gonna set up first? Because the internal guard will be casted. JP goes onto the backline with the implosion. Plus gets a kick onto Brusco. King Kong might fall down here onto the hands of Benny Cutie. But Fnatic Onyx takes game 1.
They overloaded the base, and by hook or